Mr. President, the month of May is dedicated to America's finest. We observed Police Week and Peace Officers Memorial Day last week, and the entire month of May is Military Appreciation Month. Armed Forces Day was Saturday, and next week we will observe Memorial Day and remember all those who have laid down their lives in America's service. Mr. President, it's an extraordinary thing they do, the men and women who sign up to join our military. They don't simply choose service, they choose a kind of service that may require them to sacrifice everything. And they do it willingly, proudly, for love of their country, for love of their fellow soldiers, and for love of their fellow man. Mr. President, we live in a country of unmatched blessing, and it can be easy to take that for granted, to take our prosperity, our freedom, our peace, and safety as a given. But they are not a given, Mr. President. They are secured for us and have been secured for us by the men and women of the United States military. That's not patriotic rhetoric. That is a fact. None of the blessings we enjoy as citizens of the United States would last long in the absence of the men and women who commit their lives to defending them. Mr. President, my job as a senator gives me the privilege of regularly getting to interact with our military men and women. That might be at Ellsworth Air Force Base, talking to airmen about recent B-1 or MQ-9 combat operations or the fast-approaching B-21 mission. It might be welcoming home South Dakota National Guard troops or our 114th Fighter Wing from a deployment. Or it might be greeting veterans on an honor flight here in Washington, D.C. It is a privilege, Mr. President, to talk to men and women who've not only chosen to serve a cause greater than themselves, but have committed to giving their lives for that cause if necessary. Their pride, their professionalism, their enthusiasm, their wholehearted embrace of our country's ideals. There is nothing more inspiring and uplifting than meeting the men and women of the United States military. Mr. President, I've talked about our armed forces' willingness to sacrifice, to lay down their lives if necessary to protect our country. And across the river from the Capitol building where we stand, at Arlington National Cemetery, rows upon rows of white markers bear witness to the men and women who have made that ultimate sacrifice. And not just on Memorial Day, but every day, Mr. President, we need to remember them. To remember that our freedom has been secured for us at a great cost, and to live in such a way as to honor that sacrifice. Mr. President, no discussion of the service of our military men and women is complete without mentioning their families. They too embrace a cause greater than themselves. They also serve, and often without recognition. They endure long absences from their loved ones, missed birthdays and date nights and dinners, frequent moves, new schools, and job changes. And for some, their loved one never comes home. And just as we remember our soldiers this month, we remember their families. Their families and what they too have given in the service of our country. Mr. President, as we celebrate Military Appreciation Month, Armed Forces Day, and Memorial Day, my prayers and gratitude are with the men and women of the United States military. God bless and protect them as they stand on guard for us.